What is up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Smoke and Meteoras, the podcast where we talk about the moments that matter and the struggles talents face on the rise. This week, I am joined by a very special guest. Joining us in the space station all the way from New Zealand, we have Vic Craig in the house. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, good. Getting a few beers in me, so ready to go.
Absolutely. So we start these podcasts off the same way every episode, and that is with this question. What is the dumbest thing that you have done for wrestling?
Shit, there's a lot.
That tends to be the consensus.
I mean, in the ring, I've been lit on fire for a long time. So that's probably the dumbest thing I've done, was the fire spot. Out of the ring, I don't know. Got in trouble with my shoot job.
I mean, shit happens, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the very beginning before you had even stepped foot in a ring yourself. Growing up in New Zealand, what did wrestling feel like from your perspective?
So we didn't have much wrestling here. Like, I was 3 years old when I first saw it was WWF at the time. On TV, my dad was watching it, so I was like, got to experience that, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And then got taken off the air. Kids were play wrestling at school, and people got hurt, and it just got taken away. It got banned, so we didn't have much wrestling for quite a bit of time between then. Then we had WCW. WCW showed up, and I started watching that. I was like, "This is so cool!" I remember this when I was a kid, but we still didn't really have much of it. We had like an hour edited version of Nitros, and then WWF came along, Attitude Era come back, and then it was all that. But there was no schools, there was nothing really in New Zealand to pursue pro wrestling here. Became early 2000s. It sort of become a thing. Like, there were schools that started to come about, and it just sort of kicked off from there. But yeah, so it was real hard to become a wrestler here for a long time.
So, did wrestling feel possible to you, or did it feel more like it was worlds away?
Originally, yeah, there was no hope. It wasn't going to happen. But growing up, I always was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. But yeah, it took me a long time to actually become a wrestler. But but yeah, it did feel like in New Zealand there was no way it was going to happen. But
yeah. So, you have stepped into the deathmatch world, and you've said previously that it became a goal for you at a pretty young age. But what about that style spoke to you specifically?
I don't know. I think it was the whole growing up. My sisters always picked on me, saying wrestling was fake and all this shit, and sort of the Jackass era as well. Jackass was quite a big thing, and I was young, and I had a high pain tolerance, but it became, I'm going to show you what's real. And then I saw CZ Dub for the first time, and I was like, holy shit, this is so sick. And it just became that, like, this is what I'm going to do.
So what were people around you telling you while you were dreaming this big?
That it wasn't going to happen. Basically, I got a lot of the, you're too small, you're not going to be a wrestler sort of thing. It's fake, right? All that shit. Like, there was a lot of that. But then when I started to do it, a lot of people went, oh, wow, this is fucking awesome. And you're actually doing it. So, yeah, a lot of people brought into it and realized then that it's a possibility. Oh, pardon me, possibility.
So, what part of a younger Vic Craig still exists in what you do now?
I don't think I've grown up. To be fair, it's still, I'm still that kid. Yeah.
All right. So tell me more about creating the Deathmatch Reaper. Were you the sole mind behind creating this, and where was the inspiration pulled from?
So I started doing the deathmatch stuff over here. There was a guy named the Machine who basically was like the rebirth of professional wrestling in New Zealand. He like pretty much was the forefront of getting wrestling back into the country and training and all that. He was quite a big deathmatch guy. I grew up watching him. He was like big inspiration to me. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, but so I never really got to train with him or wrestle him or anything like that. But he sort of kicked off a lot of it here, but it faded off. The deathmatch stuff had sort of everything became family orientated. So I was like, nah, I need to bring it back. I want to do deathmatch. That's what we're doing. So started doing a bit of the deathmatch stuff here and there, and then sort of picked up a little bit. But just randomly, I brought this robe that I was going to wear to the ring, and I had the big saw blade thing on the stick. And one of my best friends in pro wrestling, JT Hollow, actually said to me, "That robe looks so sick when you came out in your entrance. You look like, I don't know, a fucking Deathmatch Reaper." Just on the car ride home after a show. And I was like, I'm using that. That's cool, man. We're stealing that. And then yeah, it all kicked off from there.
So is that character an extension of yourself, or is somebody completely different?
uh, Originally, the character sort of became like a alter ego of Vic Craig. I'd come out, have fun, take the piss, and then the Deathmatch Reaper would be the straight to the point. I'm out there to kill people. But it sort of just evolved into me just going out there and having fun, being me, doing whatever, and it's all just being one big ball of Vic Craig now, being himself, being Froggy. It's become that. It's all grown into this one meshed up ball of taking the piss and having a good time.
So is there any part of your personality that you tend to exaggerate a little more in wrestling as opposed to real life?
The Deathmatch Reaper stuff, when I first kicked off, it was my short temper. I have a little bit of a short temper, or in the past I did. But I exemplified that and I used that as like my angry, pissed off guy. But yeah, since it's evolved, it's all pretty much just me going out there and having a good time, and it's just who I am.
I was gonna say we have THD Big Pop in the chat saying you definitely have a short temper.
Not anymore. I'm not as bad.
So, what emotion does your character try to communicate or portray in the ring?
Mm-hmm. Well, depends where I am. In New Zealand, I'm the bad guy, so try to be the big bad guy, but I'm like 5'6", so I'm a little dude. So I got to be big and angry, right? But when I'm in Australia, everyone knows me. I'm just there to have fun. So I'm going out with a beer, having a few beers during my match, whatever, having a good time. So it's all about having a good time. That's who I am.
So, is there something hidden in the presentation of your character that tends to go unnoticed?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. That's a hard one. Maybe. I don't know.
All right.
For a little while, the Froggy dynamic was a bit. So Froggy's my nickname from when I was like 12 years old and I've grown up. A lot of people don't know my shoot name. They just know me as Froggy. Like people that I went to school with for years only knew me as Froggy. But yeah, it's sort of just crept in slowly. People finding me on Facebook. So last month I wrestled in DMDU, I had a frog plush toy as my knee pad. So, and then now I've got the frog hat that slowly crept in. That was gifted to me by one of my favorite deathmatch photographers, Dell. That comes out now, and it's become a bit of a thing now. So that's crept in, I guess.
So you could have wrestled traditionally, but what kept bringing you back to the death match?
Just I was passionate about it. I mean, yeah, I've wrestled for quite a few years before I went to death. I wanted to know, like, I wanted to do it the proper way, be safe, everything, whatever. But just, yeah, I don't know, just something captivating about it is, I don't know, I just love watching it. It's different. It's the niche, I guess, of a niche, right? It's fun. It's exciting. The adrenaline rush, everything all like pieced together. It's just this crazy cool thing. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's
So do you think the pain and the challenge mean something different to you?
yeah, definitely. You've earned it in a way. Like you've earned you earn the scars. You know, you earn the way through. Like there's no telling me that that's fake. Like what I've just done out there, you can't come up to me and say that was fake. There's no way.
Where I lost my spot. Oh, there we go. Has deathmatch taught you something that regular life couldn't?
um, yeah, I guess keep going, push through, just to be a bit on the downy side. Just yeah, push through it all, just to keep going and not let shit get you down. It's quite a big one, I think. Like, yeah.
So, has there ever been a moment where you've questioned continuing on this journey?
Not deathmatch, just normal wrestling. There's been a lot of times where you feel like the bullshit behind the scenes or all that drama and all that, you just don't want to fucking bear with it. But
You
no,
can say
never
that
with
again.
deathmatch. Was that sorry?
I'm like, you can say that again.
Yeah, but the deathmatch stuff, no. I think I've found my family with deathmatch down under, like the just being around those people, the small amount of time I do get to be with them, it's yeah, they bring me up. They bring me up. So I don't think I'd ever consider walking away from that.
So, what is something that you believe people misunderstand about this style of wrestling?
Everything. um I hate I see it all the fucking time. The hot dog and handshakes bullshit. The like saying we're all untalented. We just do it because we can't wrestle. Um, I've had a lot of bangers. I've had a lot of bangers. I can say that. I've wrestled a lot of matches that weren't deathmatch, and people have told me they're great, so it's fine. And a lot of people I know are some of the best wrestlers I know, but they just love deathmatch wrestling. Um, yeah, it's the biggest misconstrued thing that we're all garbage wrestlers and we don't know what we're doing.
Oh,
That's
we
what
got
I
the
think.
bocce boys in the chat shouting out our
Oh yeah,
favorite
there they are.
Pee-wee. All right. So, what does deathmatch give to you emotionally?
Oh, um, emotionally, that's tough. A lot, and it's helped see me through a lot of things. Like it's deathmatch has really been a savior in a way. Like I don't know, it's just sometimes when you're down and you're there, you're just in that moment and just being there. It's
A place to cry.
yeah, I don't know. It just brings you up. Like in a way, you get that rush. It's like a drug. Like just want it again and again and again, and emotionally, it brings you back to where you should be in a way. But then there also is the other side of it, whereas the come downs from it. When you come home, you've done the shows, you're reminiscing about it all, and you wish you were back there. And some of those days are hard, man. And like, if you've got a guy like Cam Corbin who's next to you in the ring, like, it's horrible. It's horrible. He's horrible, that guy.
All right. So let's get a
Sorry,
little
I
bit
just
more.
had to shoot at him when he's in the comments.
So let's get a little bit more into your matches or maybe moments that have stuck with you throughout some time. What is a match that you think about more now than the day that it happened?
That's a hard one. Nothing really pops into my head. Oh, actually, my first show I ran, the triple threat from that with me, Joel Bateman, and JT Hollow. It was originally going to be me, Alex Cologne, and JT and Joel by themselves, but visa issues happened, and it just became this triple threat with us. And I know it was just special, and I always think about it a lot because that whole show was just really special. It was a really cool show. Actually got voted show of the year on the New Zealand Professional Wrestling Informer page. And for like a semi deathmatch show, thought that was pretty cool because a lot of people look down on death over here. So I'll just throw that in there and stick a little jab in that.
Hey.
We did good.
All right. So has there ever been a match that changed how you viewed yourself as a person?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll open the curtain a little bit. I shouldn't talk about this when you're a professional wrestler. Work Sakuda in Deathmatch Down Under. I went into that thinking, shit, how am I gonna communicate to someone who barely speaks English? Like, fucking freaking out, to be fair. And
This is a totally realistic situation to have, especially being all over the country now, especially with NHB going from America to Japan to all over the world at this point. So getting a little insight on how this happens is something I've always wanted to know.
yeah. So yeah, wearing the dye shirt. He gifted me this shirt, by the way. So I went into this match and I'm like, fucking freaking a little bit, but he come up to me, hello, whatever, did their little things, and then basically just went out there and did the shit. And it was like we knew what each other meant, but we didn't know what each other meant, like it was just so easy. It was just so fucking simple, just worked so well. And I went, fuck, maybe I can do this. Maybe I am all right at this sort of stuff. But yeah, that was a big one for me. It was sort of, I don't get nervous as such in a lot of places, and I was a little bit nervous about that one. But yeah.
So, what is a moment that fans may have forgotten about, but it was something that has stuck with you?
Oh, I don't know. Moments that fans have forgotten, but there's probably a lot of moments that people haven't seen being over here or where I am. I don't know if the footage is out there, but I had a no ring with Neil Diamond Cutter, one of my good friends, lovely man. love him to bits. But I had a no-ring with him a couple of years ago in Melbourne, Australia. And it was fucking awesome. It was so much fun. And I think I was shitting bricks for that one too. I was a little bit nervous because Neil's great. But yeah, it was really fucking fun. And I'm not quite sure if the footage is out there, but I'd have to find it.
Huh. So have you ever had a match where the emotion behind it ended up surprising you in the end?
There's been a few emotional matches, but I wasn't surprised by the emotion because I knew what was happening and where we were at. Or to be fair, what NHB was it in Melbourne? Does surprise me emotionally, I guess. But the day of the show, can't remember the number now. The day of the show, we showed up to wrestle. Gotta do our thing. I think Malcolm Monroe was meant to be wrestling me that weekend. I think MM3 was, but he couldn't make it. And the day of, they basically said to me and JT Hollow, like, you guys are going to wrestle. And then they called me over later and basically like, hey, you guys are going to be main. And I was like, fuck. So that was very surprising. And emotionally, he's one of my best friends. Like, we've wrestled all over New Zealand, like, wrestled multiple times in New Zealand and tag teamed. And was it the same weekend? 2 days before, or the day before, and Tag Team Dream, and then we got to main event an EHB show. So, and we also got voted DMDU Match of the Year for that match too. So that was pretty cool. That was emotionally that one fucking got me.
And what is a moment that still motivates you when things get rough?
Not really a moment, but a person. Can I do a person? Someone like Joel fucking Bateman. He's probably the sole reason I am where I am today. If it wasn't for Joel, I wouldn't have done the tour of America. I wouldn't be wrestling in Australia every other fucking month. I wouldn't be the DMDU heavyweight champion.
You gotta bring out that belt. It's such a pretty belt. I love that belt. I love that belt.
There we go. Not the deathmatch champion though. Some other asshole named Callum Butcher has that. We won't talk about him. But no, yeah, Joel motivates me a lot. Not just wrestling and life. He's a very, very good friend. He supports so many people and does so many things. Unspoken, like that Joel is one of the fucking best in the fucking world. And one of the best people to know. Like, just a great fucking friend all around.
Absolutely. He's one of my favorites. I mean, I haven't been a fan of Deathmatch for very long myself, but when I did first find Deathmatch and everybody was pushing matches at me, he was one of the first ones that I had found. And I was like, I need to see this guy. And they're like, yeah, good luck. He's from Australia. And I was like, fuck. But I'm hoping one day it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Surely it will. Surely.
I mean, I know that's probably Hammer back there behind the Bocce boys. So Hammer, you need to put a little bug in Danny's ear that we want Joel and Vic Craig in Boston in August. All right. No, it's October, not August. October. All right. So let's get a little bit more. Yeah. So let's get a little more into the human costs of wrestling. But what are some of the things that become easier over time?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like whether it be like the travel, or whether it be a potential loss of sleep, or just certain sacrifices you have to give up, like certain things that
Oh,
just get easier?
yeah, the travel does get easier. I mean, I don't travel too much. It's not too far for me anymore. Few hour flight to Australia from New Zealand to Melbourne anyway. Um, the flights home suck, but they always suck. I try to get the emergency exit row, so I got the better leg room and I can just chill back. But I'm doing a 5 hour flight next, so it's not too bad. That's probably I mean, I did the straight from New Zealand to New York flight for my tour with Joel to America. That was that was rough, but that was only 16 hours. But yeah, the flights home and I think it's the leaving and the thoughts afterwards, like, oh, I wish I was still back there or whatever. I think those ones are the worst. It's not really the I think it's the emotional cost is most of the
So knowing that we are 16 hours apart, how does it feel when you have to take a flight from where you're at to America and you end up landing at like the same time you've left?
That's pretty cool. I'm like a time traveler. It's like get in my DeLorean. We're on. Nah, yeah, I've done the one. I've only done the one, but I need to do more, and I miss it so much. And it was always a dream of mine to go to America. It was like my dream destination: New York, Philly. I did New Jersey, and I went to Seattle after all the shows, so I had a little bit of downtime in Seattle. That I was pretty fucked up after everything. It was like mainly a week. Just did a week of shows, just no sleep, just partying, everything. Hammer, he got me too drunk. Watching
That
WrestleMania
tends to be Hammer.
I was going to go to a Mania. I was like, little Vic Craig would have been so excited to go to WrestleMania, but it just didn't really matter to me anymore. Like, it was so strange. It was the strangest feeling being there and being like, oh, it's pretty expensive. Like, I'll be right up there. I really don't care about Mania. So I went and watched Joel, Lou Nixon, and Mickey Knuckles in some dive bar in Philadelphia, and it was probably one of the most exciting nights I've had over there. It was such a cool time, and they had a banger of a match. It was great.
All right. So we went over some of the things that may get easier, but is there anything that gets harder over time being in the wrestling business?
Getting out of bed and being able to walk and move. I took my dog for a big walk. So we live on a farm, so I don't know exactly how big the farm is. Can't remember. But I took my dog for a walk last night, and I ended up about 2 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles, so don't ask me. Away from our house to the biggest, highest point, and then walked back and ran up the steepest hill we had. And my heart rate got up to 177 beats per minute. That's how unfit I am. And, and my legs hurt. I had to come home and have a bath. And yeah, yeah. The body, the toll on it, the headaches I get every fucking day. Yeah.
All
it's
right.
rough. It's rough.
So, what sacrifice have you had to make that ended up mattering more than you had expected?
Hmm. I really don't know. I mean, there's been relationships that have failed because of it, but I think in the long term it worked out. It didn't really matter more. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's not really too much on that front. It's I think to weigh it up, the sacrifices I made and the outcome have been better. So I don't really remember or think about the bad because the outcomes have been better. So you know what I mean? Like,
So the positive outweighs the negative.
mm-hmm.
So, and when it comes down to it, I've always said when it comes to relationships and wrestling, and just relationships in general, there's always somebody out there for you if you care to have someone.
Yeah,
And things don't work out for a reason.
exactly.
Whether you believe in God or some sort of greater good, there's something better out there for you, and just let it be.
Yep, that's
All
the
right.
one.
I'm going to
Exactly.
actually use that as a segue into one of my special announcements. So, speaking of relationships, some of you guys may have seen on social media
I did
that
see it. That's right.
recently
Congratulations.
did get engaged. I had work tonight, so it's actually been on my necklace. So I work in a kitchen, so I didn't want to destroy it or lose it. But some of you may have seen it in past episodes. I've been playing with it because I'm not used to wearing a ring. But yes, I was recently engaged. Um, and that's that. But thank you, Bocce Boys. Thank you, Vic Craig, on the congrats. We're not doing any planning until July. And it's only been like a week and a half. And I'm already stressed as hell about people asking about planning situations. So we're not planning until the end of July. Stop asking.
Hell yeah.
All right. So moving on. Where did I leave off? So has wrestling changed how you interact with people?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I got a lot more confidence when I did start, and when I was told I was good at it, I guess. So I used to be, pardon me, when I was a kid, I was a quite shy kid, but um, came out of my shell a little bit. But then when wrestling, I became a bit more of a dickhead. No. Yeah, no, come out of my shell a lot more, and it's definitely helped socially, everything. Like, I've watched a lot of kids come through training with us as shy kids, and then the people they are now. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, no, I think it's really cool, and I wish a lot more people saw that aspect of it and came into it and started training with us as well. Like, MMA's taken off. Like, there's so many people doing that, right? Like, but I don't think it's or at least in New Zealand anyway. It's not a big thing that people see and go, "Whoa, I want to go train with them and do this." It's like the MMA classes are all on, like the jiu-jitsu classes, all that. But the pro wrestling, it's such a niche, I guess. But the confidence you get from it and the difference in it is it's crazy. It's crazy.
So, when it came to your career in the long run, what is something about wrestling that nobody prepared you for?
See, I had my trainer. She was quite realistic in a lot of terms. She was very. She had been put down a lot. She'd been hated on a bit, so she had this realistic. This is what you're going to be like. This is what's going to happen. People are going to do this. Like, always in your ear about this and that and that. And to be fair, it prepared everyone for a lot of things. But I think the harshness of it got to some people. But um, she was probably right in a lot of aspects of it. Like, this is how things are, and she prepared us all for it. So she probably wasn't wrong in being so negative in a way. Um, so I was prepared for pretty much all of what wrestling has to offer. And I mean, I started training when I was 29, so I mean, I had a lot of life experience, and it was nothing's really surprised me too much yet.
So let's get a little bit more into the future. So what is something you are trying to experience more of in the wrestling or deathmatch world?
I want more deathmatch in New Zealand, but that means I have to do more work. I have to promote it. I have to put the shows on. That's a lot of money. And my partner, she's very, very supportive of it. She's done a lot to help promote, and the 3 shows we've had, she's been a promoter in it. She's never watched wrestling in her life and came in and basically helped book it and promote it, and she knew she's it's like a natural thing. It was so strange. But I'd like to do a bit more of that. I mean, there's a little bit there that wants to do it. Japan's on the cards. I want to do Japan, but I want to get back to America, and I want to do. I miss America, and I want to see everyone there again. And it's America's close to my heart. Been there once, but I made a lot of really good friends and connections there. And one of them's in the comments saying the United States. I see.
That's probably Hammer.
It's Hammer. No,
Hey,
yeah.
you remember what I said, Hammer? And I know you said you can only do so much, but you can put a little bug in Danny's ear. And we got Deathmatch Gypsy in the chat saying he
Hell
still
yeah.
needs to share some beers with you guys. All right.
Yep.
So, what kind of moments are you still chasing throughout your career?
There's some that there's impossible moments, right? But I mean, I talked to someone about this a while ago that I had. It's hard. I'm not sure. Like I do, Japan would be a big one. Kasai, like everyone wants Kasai. Takeda. Um, there's a big handful of American guys, and I always look at it and go, oh, all the Americans are like, oh, I want to wrestle this guy. I want to wrestle this guy, and I'm like, they're there, and I'm here. Like it's easy for you guys. You guys have this right there. They're right there. But over here, it's so hard to do all of this. But yeah, I had this conversation that was like, what do I want? And I was like, well, I've wrestled Tremont 3 times technically now, and that was a big one for me. Getting Tremont, oh, that was crazy. Good story about that. The first Tremont match. Danny Havoc, that obviously, rest in peace, best in the fucking world ever. Another one that impossible, Marcus Crane. From the moment I saw Marcus Crane wrestle, I thought this is a guy I want to wrestle. He's so fucking good. And then we all know what happened there. It's fucking horrible, but yeah, there's quite a few different. I don't know. America's just probably like I want to do Japan, but America's like the be all for me. Which is funny because Americans are like Japan's the go, right? Like, but yeah, grew up watching American wrestling. Like, yeah, there's a lot.
What do you think your next chapter looks like for you?
I think a lot of my next chapter is wrestling and deathmatch down under. doing a few shows in New Zealand, which is rare for me these days. So if you're watching from New Zealand, keep an eye out because you might not see me that much over here. But hopefully another big tour somewhere.
All right. And last question before we head into the fun stuff. What do you define as success?
I don't think it's the money you've made or the like how many t-shirts you sell, all that shit. I think it is where you've been, what you've done, the memories you've held, the dreams you've accomplished, all of that. And right now I think I've been successful in what I've wanted to achieve and what I've done. To be fair, like where I'm from, who I am, I've gone way further than I ever fucking should have. Yeah, I think that's success to me is the memories you've made, the people you've touched, the memories you've made for others. All of that is far more successful than the amount of cash in your fucking wallet. Like 100%.
All right, Vic. Well, we've talked about wrestling, identity, and choosing difficult paths, but I want to know who shows up when wrestling isn't in the room. So, you have one free day, absolutely zero wrestling is allowed. What does your perfect day actually look like?
uh um I've got a very special place to me. Get a little bit vulnerable sharing that. It's I grew up at this beach. My auntie and uncle had a beach. Beach in New Zealand is a beach house. Um, they built it. It's quite a big house on the beachfront, like literally on the sand. And my cousin would always go there for Christmases, all that sort of thing. Because in New Zealand, our Christmas is summer, so we've got the sun, we've got the beach, right? And my cousin passed away there diving. So he was a great swimmer, water guy. And he was diving one day and went missing in the water. And I like to go there. My partner now, her family has a beach there, beach house there, sorry. And I just like to go there and just sit and reminisce and have beers and just be there, you know. So I think that's the perfect day for me is to just be in that moment and be there with my family in essence, but they're not there, you know. It's very vulnerable. Yeah.
So, what is something that you are ridiculously passionate about that people would never expect?
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty open with what I like and what I do.
To be fair, I don't know jack shit about you, if I'm being honest. I know you're a deathmatch wrestler. That's about it.
I see Big Pop said Crate Day. So Crate Day is a very important day in New Zealand. The first day of summer, which is the first weekend of December, we all buy a crate of beer, which is 750 mils, is it? I can't remember how big it is in American terms, but 12 big bottles of beer.
Oh, geez.
And we start at 12 o'clock and finish at midnight.
Oh,
We drink the whole
jeez.
crate. We do that quite often. Every year we do that. The 1 quart, Big Pop says.
Okay. All right. So, like, I mean, I don't drink, so that's probably cool for Hammer and Gypsy to understand. But like in my head, I'm thinking like 40s.
12 quarts, he said.
So like if Hammer and Gypsy are still in the chat, if they can
Yeah, they
correct me here, I'm thinking like 40s.
Mm. I had a 40 when I was over there. I'm assuming it's the same. Yeah.
That I mean, my dad used to drink 40s religiously when I was a kid, just because they were the cheapest thing you could get. But I'm not quite sure what a quart would look like.
I'm gonna have to ask. Is there a
Oh.
possibility for a bathroom break?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I actually have another bottle of Coke way over there that I need to reach.
I've got a slab of beer next to me.
Well, my setup ended up having to be a little different down here. Normally, I'm upstairs in the bedroom, but my boyfriend or my fiance is sleeping because
Fiance.
he has work tomorrow. But I didn't know where the outlets were down here, so I was like, "Oh shit, how am I gonna plug in the laptop to keep that charging, and then plug in my ring light because the lighting down here fucking sucks." But all right, we're gonna take a bathroom break. But in the
Let's do it.
meantime, while that's up, you guys can check out my first guest for tomorrow, and that is Mr. Brock Hall. So we are on intermission, and we will be right back.
Coolest look. I love that look.
I should have queued up some music for this. Oh well. But he's at the bathroom. I'm here, so I'll pull that away. But another announcement that I did want to make. I was going to make this later on, but since we have a little impromptu intermission, I'm gonna announce it now. I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do it, but I am gonna be holding a little giveaway contest sort of thing. It's all gonna be 8x10 signed wrestling photos. Some AEW, some WWE. Some could be from like the ICW NHB line or now just NHB. I could throw in some random Japanese photos. Like, long story short, I'm starting to sell off my whole collection. And I wanted to do something to give back a little bit to my viewers. So next week, I will have the final selection of all of the photos that will be given away. It will most likely be either like a one giveaway sort of thing, or potentially, because I have different social media accounts, it may be like a 3 different sort of thing. But I'll have that all finalized by next week, and you guys will know the full logistics and stuff about that. But now that we got Froggy back over here, we're going to jump right back in. Hammer's already starting a Vic Craig piss count in the comments.
Yeah.
All right. So if somebody wanted to understand your personality through music, what 3 songs are mandatory to listen to?
Wait, what? What 3 songs for what? Sorry, I
So if
missed.
somebody wanted to understand your personality through music, what 3 songs are mandatory to listen to?
Wood by Alice in Chains. Into the flood again. Slipknot Snuff. And shit. Trying to think. Juicy by Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Very broad range.
So what is something that you've become obsessed with recently, whether it be maybe a new food, a hobby, a game, or a TV show, besides beer? That's not recent, okay?
How do you know? Why are you judging me?
You're friends with Hammer. That's enough.
um, cooking's been like a big thing. I don't know. On my Instagram, I randomly will post me cooking some shit and the outcomes, but it's become quite a big passion of mine, actually, the cooking and experimenting with different things and trying to make new flavors, and it's very fun. I'm very much
So,
enjoying that.
what has been your favorite thing to make so far?
What did I do? What was the best one? I'm very good with burrito tacos.
Ooh.
That's my favorite one because I had my family over for dinner once, made that, and my niece, who she's 21 now, turned 21 last week. Yeah, unbelievable. But she's quite a fussy eater in a way, and I made tacos one night, so we'll have dinner at mine. They all came over, and um, usually doesn't eat much, but she kept asking for more and more and more. And then for her birthday dinner, she requested Uncle's tacos. So that was this little special thing for me, made my day that she really enjoyed my tacos that much. So
All right. So, if someone were to walk into your house right now, what is one thing that they would immediately understand about you?
that I'm not wearing any pants. No, I am. I am. I am. No. That I like to drink. That I enjoy Hennessy because there's a lot of empty Hennessy bottles displayed. Actually, that I'm a deathmatch wrestler. On the way
I'm
in,
sorry, what?
there's that I'm a deathmatch wrestler.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So as soon as you walk in my door, there's a lot of old gear lined up, hanging up, covered in blood. There's the original New Zealand Deathmatch Championship belt on the wall displayed. There's posters framed from some of the bigger things that I've done, like originally. My partner's done all of this and put it all up in the foyer of our home as you walk in. So we live in an old farmhouse. So when you come in, there's like a little foyer, but it's all like where your shoes go and
Mhm.
the beer fridge and little entrance way before that, and it's all added on to the old house. But it's real cool. She did all these things, and it's really fucking sick. That yeah.
All right. What is your comfort movie, show, or just comfort thing in general that you return to when life gets a little overwhelming?
Ooh, I don't know. Snatch, great movie. Snatch or Fight Club,
Okay.
yeah, great movies. Um, or Breaking Bad, Breaking Bad.
All right. So, if you are introducing someone to New Zealand through one experience only, where are you taking them?
Pukekohe. I'd take them to where my parents live. It's people from New Zealand would understand, but it's yeah.
All right. And
I can
last
explain it
one.
more if you'd
I mean,
like.
if you would like, because I have no idea where you were going with that.
So I grew up in a little town. No, it's not that little. It's in South Auckland. Auckland's like the biggest town in New Zealand. The biggest city, sorry, it's a super city they call
Mhm.
it. But a little town in Pukekohe, which is south of Auckland, and I it's kind of the hood. It's kind of the hood. So I grew up there from a young age. and I just think it's funny. I'll take people there because they're scared of it, but I know pretty much everyone around there, and it's not as bad as people think. But I just like to do that. I'll take people there and be like, oh, let's go for a walk, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, we're all good, we're all good. And I like to rock people up, as we say in New Zealand. Rock is a. Do you know what that means?
I feel like I get the gist of it. It's kind of like not exactly like scare them, but like kind of like
Wind them up.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
I can't think of a term off the top of my head, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
That's my
4 o'clock in the
thing.
morning.
It's kind of my gimmick. Oh yeah, sorry to keep you
No,
up.
it's not your fault. I was totally for it.
But
I was like,
that's
let's
kind of
fucking
my
do it.
gimmick now. It's like on the rock is there's a band in New Zealand, or they're a hip hop group called Machete Clan,
Okay.
and one of their songs is called On the Rock, and basically it's about partying all night in essence. So that's been my entrance music in Australia, because no one really knows what the fuck the rock is, but in New Zealand we do. It's like, yeah, but
All
rock
right.
you up is take the piss. Yeah.
So, last one. When wrestling eventually stops one day, what do you hope people close to you say about Vic the person, not the wrestler?
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope they say who I was, who I am. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. That's hard because I don't like to judge myself or think about who I am or what I am, or like I prefer like people to say who I am. They can say what I am or who I am and who they think I am, and I hope that's a good thing. I hope they say that it's good at the end of the day. Yeah.
You hope you leave a positive impact on people at
Yeah,
the
no,
end of the
100%,
day.
100%. That's what I mean. Like, yeah,
All right.
I don't, I don't want to be the bad guy, but I do want to be the bad guy when I'm a heel.
Of course. So, I do usually have one more segment. We did briefly talk about it, but I don't
Yeah,
remember if you opted out or not.
I did not.
So, all right. So,
But I might.
we are going to hop on over into promo roulette.
Fuck,
I do have
really?
cool music for this. Hold on a second. All
Not
right.
scary music. That's scary music.
So, I again was not prepared for this week's promo roulette. So, considering I have no idea about cartoons or anything over in New Zealand, I'm going to try and keep this super basic. So, you know what? I'm going to actually keep it in the Froggy family. And
Oh,
I'm going to
fuck.
make you shoot a promo on Kermit the Frog.
Oh, fuck. All
So,
right.
however long you want it to be, whatever the fuck you want to say, whenever you are ready.
Shit. All right. Put me on the spot. No, I did not know this was going to happen. All right.
That's a lie. I warned you.
Let me tell you something, brother. All right. Fuck. All right. This is great. Kermit. You green, slimy fuck. You want to talk shit? You think that on 27th of May that you're going to come on to Smoke and Meteoras and out-talk Vic fucking Craig? Your fingers smell like pork! You fuck a pig! Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck with it. I'm here to drink beers, talk shit, tell everybody what it's like in New Zealand Deathmatch Wrestling. I'm the DMDU heavyweight champion. And you're just the best at fucking pigs. If my fist was up your ass, you'd have nothing to fucking say. So Kermit, get on the fucking railway and take the next train out of my fucking town. Because when you fucking come to face with Vic Craig, the Deathmatch Reaper is gonna fucking kill you. Frog legs is on the fucking menu.
That was great. I always praise JB Anderson for his promo skills, but I think you may have just given him a run for his money.
Yeah, fuck that booty short wearing motherfucker. No, I love JB. I love JB. Hung out with him a lot when I was over.
So, I know you shared this out over in New Zealand. So, with that being said, that is everything we have for you guys this week. So, if you have any upcoming shows out in your area, feel free to share those now. And if you are not in our area or country for that matter, where can we keep up with you on social media?
At Rugged Vic, I think my Instagram and Facebook.
I know that's your Instagram and your Twitter or your X.
Twitter, yeah.
I still call it Twitter. Fuck X.
Yeah. I don't even. X is weird, man.
Yeah, Twitter.
Froggy Frog, just fucking add me on Facebook. It's my personal. Not anymore. Fucking whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. What else? Deathmatchreaper.com. Buy some shit. The shipping's probably going to be fucking more expensive for me to ship it to you. But whatever. I don't give a fuck. Buy some shit. I'm probably going to take the website down soon. Doesn't matter.
I just noticed that Hammer commented in the chat. He goes, JB says, what's up, by the way?
Hey, where's JB at?
They're probably sitting on Discord right now.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Invite me. We've got beers to drink.
All right. With that all being said, we are taking a break tomorrow. So we have no episodes tomorrow because I'm going to have to catch up on some sleep now that it is 4 a.m. But we will be back on Thursday, starting off at 1 p.m. with Mr. Brock Hall. Directly following that episode with him, we will be going international yet again, right over the border to Canada with Miss Tara Zepp. And rounding off the night at, I believe, 8 p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m. We will be with Blair Onyx and the Source. So that is the lineup for tomorrow. I mean, for Thursday. And God forbid, if any wrestlers are still awake right now and they want to hop on tomorrow, I'm free all damn day. So hit me up, Smoke and Meteoras. You got my Instagram. You find me on Twitter. Hit me up on my personal accounts. I don't care. I got all day tomorrow. I'll take any interviews. And we'll be back on Thursday if nothing happens. But with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for staying up so late with me, even though I know for Gypsy it's only 1 o'clock in the morning. And thank you to Vic for joining us on the other side of the world.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for staying up so late.
I'm a night owl as it is. Like back when I was in high school, I would come home from school. Like we'd get out at 1:50. I would come home and I think I would like eat a snack, maybe watch TV, and I would go to sleep. Like I would go to bed. And then I would wake up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I would have myself a little snack, do my homework, and then I'd start getting ready for school and go to school. And that's just kind of how I lived for the longest time. And then my first like real life job out of high school, I worked third shift, and then ever since I've been fucked. My sleep schedule fucking sucks. Like I don't go to bed until like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning most nights or days.
What do you do for a job?
I'm a cook.
No, nice.
Yeah, it fucking sucks in the summer. It was so hot in that kitchen today.
I love cooking, so
I don't mind cooking. Like it wasn't. So before I ended up where I was working at a dispensary. I absolutely loved that, but unfortunately, we were a newer store that didn't know how to run itself, and the whole store ended up having to sweep house, and I was let go. And my brother was working at the place I'm at now. We still work together, but he was like, "You need a job real quick. Like, come here. We got you." And I had experience in the like restaurant business and food business everywhere else but the kitchen. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna throw you in the kitchen. Fuck it." I'm like, "Great." I'm like, I could have worked pizzas, could have worked sandwiches, could have worked the front counter, could have served. Nope, he threw me in the kitchen.
I'm gonna drag this on. Now you're probably ready to go to bed, eh?
Wait, what?
I'm gonna drag us on a little bit because I got questions now.
Oh no, absolutely.
I got stories to tell.
That's totally fine. We are in overtime on Smoke and Meteoras, y'all.
No, so in New Zealand, marijuana and all that shit's not legal, but it's everywhere because gangs and whatever. But anyway, when I was in America, we went to a dispensary and I was like, holy shit, this is insane.
Yep.
It's crazy. But we walked in and there's like armed guard. This guy's got guns and shit. I'm like, New Zealand, like, we used to have guns, but our security didn't have guns. None of that was like that. But this motherfucker standing there with guns and shit, and he's like, IDs, took all our passports, and we all walk in. I'm like, this is crazy. And then this kid rocks up to us, and he's like, oh, what are you guys thinking about? And he must have spotted a wrestling shirt on one of us. And he goes, oh, are you here for WrestleMania? And Joel looks around and goes, yeah. And then we all take off our hats and he sees all the cuts. He goes, are you guys wrestlers? And he just went ape shit. And he was like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool. And he looks at Joel and he goes, I think I recognize you, because Joel's forehead and like Abdullah the fucking butcher over here. And he's like, oh my fucking god, this is so fucking cool. Come look at this. And he starts just telling Joel what he can have. And I'm like, I don't smoke. So I'm just standing here like, hands in my pockets, in the corner. Where's the beers? No beers fucking here. Fuck. You know, but it is, yeah, good yarn. So, I just wanted to share that good story. It was fun.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, when I worked at the dispensary, coincidentally, like I've been a wrestling fan since I was a young kid, and like my main introduction to wrestling was through the independent scene. So a lot of the guys that are out here in America have watched me grow up, or like I've just met along the journey. And there was one kid that I specifically remember. We ended up dating while I was in high school because we were around the same age. And later on in life, when I was working at the dispensary, he used to actually come in like twice a week, and he wouldn't go to any other bud tender besides me because I immediately knew what he wanted before he even walked in the door. And he was like, this is a problem that we dated because you know exactly what I smoke. And I was like, yep, same thing every time, man.
Fucking hell.
But before we hop off, did you have any other questions about how maybe shit goes over here in America that you didn't really get to experience, or I don't know?
How did you get into deathmatch wrestling?
So myself, so my brother was kind of into it, and at the time I didn't really realize that it was deathmatch wrestling, but there was a show in Rhode Island that I used to attend that was doing more hardcore stuff. They were labeling it as, but Tommy Trainwreck was kind of like the catalyst for it here in Mass. And this was back in, I want to say maybe like 2010, 2012, maybe like around that time. But like I was like, oh, it's cool. But like I was friends with him and his partner, and I thought his partner was getting killed. So like I didn't really understand it at that point. But Beyond Wrestling was like my local home show now, and they used to hold like this festival for New Year's called Restival. And the first year they held it, a promotion from the South had been on the bill, and they had some death matches on it. And the one match that stuck out to me the most was one person I'm not going to mention, and Mickey Knuckles. And I had never seen Mickey Knuckles before, but I had seen the other person. And that immediately that match made me fall in love with Mickey. And I immediately was like, yo, this is deathmatch wrestling and women do this shit? Fuck yeah. So I was full blown into it at that point. And like I started dabbling into it. And then the following year, that show hadn't came back, but ICW had, and they had brought in Battle of the Tough Guys. And I had already been familiar with a couple of the names in that tournament, as some of them were hybrid wrestlers like Violence is Forever. And I had already kind of dove into deathmatch, and I was like a big fan of the Pillars at the time and some of the other guys that were involved. And it was a great show. And in the finals of that tournament, I will never forget this show, and it's an ongoing joke between me and Tremont. But the finals of that show was Brandon Kirk and Matt Tremont in the cage for the Battle of Tough Guys. Yeah. And this was like my first show that I could like stand up close. So I'm standing as close as I possibly can to this cage. And they're all bloodied up. And at one point, Brandon throws Tremont into the cage. And I'm not understanding how science works at the time because I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And next thing I know, I look like Carrie and I am covered in Tremont's blood. All on my face. I was wearing like a white t-shirt. It's all on my shirt. I turn around and I look so mortified and I just book it to the bathroom. But ever since, every time we go to a show and we see Tremont, we're like, hey, thanks for not bleeding on us this time.
Maddie's good people. I love it. I love him to death.
There's so many people in the community that I've grown close to over the years, or even just recently, as like Hammer. I've met up with Hammer after that show, and even Gypsy.
I'm sorry you met Hammer. I'm sorry.
I'm more sorry that
he's one of my favorites.
You know, Hammer's like a brother at this point, and even Gypsy too. Hopefully, you get the chance to come out to America and meet him because he's a class act. He's a hell of a fucking dude.
100%. Yeah, yeah, Maddie's great. I love Tremont. I fucking just yeah.
Of course, and I mean, even out your way, you got some hell of people out there. I mean, Joel Bateman, that's definitely a name to put out there. He's someone I would
away from me though.
I mean, but you're still friends, and I mean, you're more into the Australian scene for what I have seen. To be fair, I don't see much.
I opt to do the Australian scene because I love Joel. Yes, and
but
no, I don't like this bigger.
I'm not as familiar with Kellen, but I have heard of him. But definitely like Vixen. I'm familiar with Vixen. I've had a handful of conversations with her. Love her. Haven't met her in person yet, but I adore her. And the absolute menace is the absolute truth.
Look out.
Trying to think of who else I know from that scene.
Samson. Jordan Sampson.
Yes, I definitely know him. Right. I'm just blanking on names right now.
I've got a good yarn for that one. Me and Samboy.
Ooh, Hammer's saying that you guys are gonna lose Vixen to the States, man.
Ah, well, already knew that one.
I mean,
Tell me
I know
something I
she's
don't know.
going. I know she's going back over there
She's
soon.
still there. Oh, what?
She's still here, but I know she's going back there soon. But
And
that could change.
yeah.
But all right, we've kept you for a little over an hour now. We'll let you get back to your night. With that being said, we are signing off. To any of the friends over there in New Zealand, or maybe if anybody in Australia is watching, if you're a wrestler, hit me up. You're more than welcome to hop on. I'll stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning again. I'm not opposed. This is fun. I'm having a blast. And I'm probably gonna hop in Discord right after this if my boyfriend's still asleep. But
Oi, Hammer, send the link.
but with all of that
Jump
being
on the
said,
Discord too, homie.
thank you guys all for joining this week. Shout out to everybody that's been active in the chat: Hammer, Bocce Boys, Gypsy, and that's as far back as I can see. So I apologize for not shouting out anybody else. But thank
Cam
you guys for
Corbin, he's a dickhead. Oh, sorry.
exactly. No, hey, I take back my exactly. I don't know him, but
He's my manager when we wrestle and stuff. So,
so with all of that being said, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for sticking up with us this late, especially if you're over here in America. But we will be back maybe tomorrow if somebody decides they want to hop on. Or we will be back on
I'll
Thursday.
jump on tomorrow.
I'm sorry?
I'll jump on tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we're still on, man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. I just thought this was the warm up. Oh,
So we will be back on Thursday with Brock Hall at 1 p.m., Tears Up at 2 p.m., and Blair Onyx at 8 p.m. That is all we got for you. And you have something else to say?
Can you tell me who Brock Hall is? I love his look. It's so sick. I've never heard of him.
I so wish that Dewey was in here from the Bocce Boys, because I believe he's somebody from.
No, don't
I
start me
believe
on
he.
old looking motherfucker. Honestly, no, I love Dewey. I love Dewey.
Dewey's my boy, but I believe he's somebody that's out from his way. He had posted something on Facebook that I had agreed with, and I'd shared it out, and I was like, oh, this dude's actually a wrestler. And then I had asked around about him, and Dewey was the only one that I'd known about him, and he was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that dude's like a good dude. Definitely get him on.
His look is so fucking sick.
I agree. And like,
I was like, holy shit, who's this dude? This is so cool.
I agree. There's a handful.
I know Tara and I know Onyx. I met
There's
Tara.
A handful. Yep. There's a handful of talent that I love bringing on that I might not even know them. I just like branching out.
Like me.
I mean, I knew of you. I knew of you. I've seen some of your matches. But like, I just like branching out, getting to different territories. I mean, I'm stuck in my little New England area. I've been to one show outside of New England, or that's a lie. New York isn't in New England. I haven't been to any shows outside of the Northeast. I'll leave it at that. So getting out of my little bubble is fun all in the time that I get to. I like going out west in New Zealand, Australia. We're hitting the UK, Britain, whatever. I'm sorry?
You're gonna come to New Zealand? What?
I mean, we are in New Zealand right now. But I'm welcome to go back. If you know any New Zealand wrestlers that would love to hop on, you send them my way.
Nah, they're all shit.
I got the best one. I started with the best one. I gotta end with the best one, I guess.
Head up JT Hollow. He's very articulate, very good speaker, great talker. Very good wrestler.
All right. Well, before we turn this into a 4-hour episode, because I feel like we could keep going all night, I've made a new friend out of Froggy Frog.
Hell yeah.
But with that being said, we are going to hop off for the night. We will be back with the guests I've previously stated. I don't need to repeat them for a third time. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining and sticking on with us for so long. Have a great night, and we will be potentially back tomorrow, but definitely back on Thursday. Have a great night.